What is going on, guys? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about 5 signs that you've taken intermittent fasting too far. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show you where the line is, and I'm going to help you come back from that line so you don't overdo intermittent fasting. So is it actually possible to do that? It is. And these are the 5 things that you should definitely avoid when doing intermittent fasting. Let's break it down in this video. Stay tuned. So, jumping right into it, let's go into number 1. You only eat at a caloric deficit. You're constantly eating at a caloric deficit because intermittent fasting makes it easy for you to eat at a caloric deficit. Now, if you're trying to hit specific goals, that's one thing, but if you're chronically eating at a caloric deficit, you may actually affect your metabolic rate. And it isn't because of the fasting protocol, but it is because you are constantly in a calorie deficit. You do have to shake things up within the calorie intake aspect every once in a while to make sure that you're not letting your body hit that adaptive thermogenesis where it adjusts your energy expenditure to work with the calories that you're giving it. Diet breaks are really good tools that you can use if you want to, for example, be at a caloric deficit for a month or so. You can do a month or so and use a week or maybe 2 weeks to be at a maintenance level. So you can go ahead and try to offset the calorie deficit that could lead to adaptive thermogenesis. Now, keep in mind that intermittent fasting does help you retain muscle. Studies have shown that intermittent fasting does protect muscle better than just being at a caloric restriction. But this can only go so far if you continuously stay at a caloric deficit. Be more flexible with the way that you're eating, especially if you're seeing progress. Don't be too scared to try different things within calorie intake so that you can ensure that you are optimizing your metabolic rate while still utilizing intermittent fasting. Now, let's go ahead and move on to number 2. You destroy all social interactions simply because you want to do intermittent fasting. Now, this isn't to say that other people should dictate what you do and take you away from a protocol that you hold dear to your heart. No, that is not what I'm saying. But you should be able to intermingle a social life because it may be damaging for you psychologically. It may make you feel deprived. And you don't want to do something that you're setting yourself up to do for the rest of your life and then feel deprived while you're doing it. Because newsflash, it's going to make it much difficult to hold on to that protocol or to keep the protocol going. You may be overcoming all the obstacles when it comes to hunger and wanting to eat and meal timing and when you eat and when you break your fast and how to break your fast and how to end your fast and how to get into a fast. You may get all of that stuff locked down and you think that you're smooth sailing, but you still have to look at the exterior things that could affect you psychologically. And if you aren't building any social relationships and you're crushing all social relationships simply so you can do intermittent fasting, it may be detrimental for you. Don't let your diet be too evasive, because if it is, it's gonna be damaging. And you want to do something that makes everything streamlined in your life and work and just simply work. So I implore you to create moments where you can socialize. If you want to add exception days, that is fine. If you do intermittent fasting 5 days out of 7, you'll be fine. If you can still find ways to do intermittent fasting 7 days and still be able to interact with your friends, even better. Certain strategies that you can use is prolonging your fast so that you can eat at night. So for example, if you were to eat at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a normal schedule, on your normal protocol, but your friends say that, hey, we want to go out and hang out at 8 o'clock, we're going to go eat. You can skip that 4 o'clock break of your fast and go all the way to 8 o'clock and then break your fast there with your friends. No harm, no foul. Maybe you won't know exactly how much calories you're taking in, but at least you extended your fast and then you just go right back into your normal protocol the next day. This is a strategy that I myself have implemented many times when people have asked me to go out way past my eating window. If I know ahead of time I simply just fast until that time, and no one's the wiser. So they think that I'm eating with them and it's all good. And I feel good because I use that as an excuse to extend my fast a little bit for that day. What you want to do is you want to ensure that you don't have more than 2 exception days connected back to back. 1 is ideal, 2 should be the maximum so that you can go right back into it. You just don't want to throw yourself off of the rhythm entirely. But also don't destroy the social life because you still need that as well. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 3, obsessing over the minutes when it comes to breaking your fast and when it comes to entering your fast. This is something that I've seen a lot of people ask me, oh, I just ate 3 minutes before my fast. Is this gonna mess something up? Or I'm eating and I didn't get to finish exactly when my time ended, so I ended up eating 15 minutes past my eating window. You're okay. You're gonna be fine. Stop stressing over the small minutes in between breaking your fast and starting your fast. It's not that big of a deal. That's too small of a number to even create any kind of difference hormonally, giving you an edge one way or the other. Use the timing as a guide. If you're within the timing, you'll be fine. If it's 30 minutes before you break your fast, and you want to eat and you can eat, and it's just convenient for you to eat right then and there, then just eat. It won't bother you in the slightest. Same thing with ending your fast. If you didn't get to eat until a later time and it's 30 minutes past breaking your fast, go ahead and eat. You'll be okay. All you did was extend your fast for that day. You'll be fine. You won't be affected negatively for that. Don't stress too much, because what ends up happening is that it will make it taxing for you to follow the protocol if you're having this lingering fear of breaking your fast incorrectly and entering your fast incorrectly. Don't worry. Keep that timing as a guide, not a hard rule, and you should be okay. And now let's go ahead and move on to number 4. You continue to lose weight even though you've already reached your weight goal. You have to be strategic here. A lot of people have fears of gaining weight. A lot of people have fears of gaining all the weight back that they lost. So they're constantly in a caloric deficit. So if you hit your goal, utilizing intermittent fasting, you can manipulate time with intermittent fasting to make it easier for you to take in more calories. If it's hard for you to take in calories using the protocol that you're using, and it set up a great system for you to be at a caloric deficit, maybe you want to extend your window a little bit more, so that way you could actually get in the calories that you need so that you can be at maintenance level. Trust me, being at a caloric maintenance level is a good thing. You get to eat more if that's something that you're looking to do, and you get to increase your metabolic rate since you were previously in a caloric deficit. So take advantage of the fact that you've reached your goal. Use it to improve your metabolism and also eat more food. And as I said, if you need to extend your window and use it as your new protocol. You could also use this time to start building muscle if you like, which you may gain a little bit of fat, but then you can use your previous protocol that you know has worked for you to bring that fat percentage back down. Don't get trapped in the fear of gaining weight and then having yourself never get off of your regimen even after you've already reached your goal. Can actually be detrimental for you. And number 5, which is somewhat of a weird one, is don't get fed up with the protocol and then decide that you're going to now do prolong fasting. Nothing against people who want to do prolong fasting, just that the sustainability factor isn't there in my opinion, because of the fact that you have to do it for such a long time, for 72 hours or for 4 days or 5 days or 1 week. Those fasting protocols are pretty unsustainable. The better protocol is to create a daily system that you can do day in, day out, and you can reap all of the benefits from intermittent fasting without having to go that far. If you need tips on things that you need to do while doing intermittent fasting, if you're not hitting your goals, or if you're hitting your goals too quickly, or what have you, or if you want to build muscle, or if you just want to stay the same, I have videos on my catalog right here on YouTube that you can utilize to help you with that. Don't have to go to the extreme of doing a prolonged fast. It's just unnecessary. Creating a rhythm and sticking to that rhythm is better than just creating this one push to get to a specific weight and then trying to figure it out after you get there. So I hope this video has helped you guys, and as always, I want to thank my patrons for my Patreon, and I'm going to go ahead and put their names right up here. And of course, as always, guys, I'll see you on Sunday for another FAQ.